Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem HaKadosh, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Most High that rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers doing away sincerity and truth. Um, yeah, the situation, you know, Russia making a move on Ukraine is revealed, how, how real it's gonna get, how raw it's gonna get, and it's kind of now that it's happening, in somewhere closer to home, especially here. Well, even here in the UK, this is a fucking island nation, but it's still counted as like part of Europe. Um, so people are getting paying more attention to what's going down in Ukraine, getting antsy, getting on edge, and it's peak because you read this. This is on the Sun. It says beasts of war. Russian troops accused of raping numerous women as they rampage through Ukrainian cities. And yeah, that's basically getting medieval, man, getting ancient with it. And hey, that's the thing, is this is something that's been going on. There was the whole shit that was going down during Iraq. I remember back then there was hella reports of like women getting raped up. There's even the one that went to court of the dude that got raped, which was just a fucking mess, man. Raped him in front of his family. Like it was fucking insanity. But that's half a world away, so people don't really like have it in their minds. They don't really like regard it. It's not got any significance. But now that they see it's like it's always happening, and it's Russia, who's just a stone's throw away. They're people are on edge. People are now having a care and regard. All of a sudden, nuclear a nuclear confrontation is a reality, and that's it's peak, because it really showed like the law can just flip it like that. Because like compared to what happened in Crimea, this is going to be more drawn out. At least it appears to be, so far, and we'll we'll have to wait and see what shakes out of it. Because they got sanctions going down, and those are gonna burn. So we'll have to see. It says Russian troops have been accused of raping numerous women as they rampage through Ukrainian cities. As the war rages on for a ninth day, Ukraine's foreign minister Dmytro Kuleba alleged that there had been reports of Putin's soldiers sexually assaulting Ukrainian women. It says he told a briefing at Chatham House, "We have numerous cases of, unfortunately, when Russian soldiers rape women in the Ukrainian cities." Kuleba backed a call for the creation of a special tribunal to punish Moscow's aggression as Russia's hostility escalates beyond bombing. Kuleba said international law is the only tool of civilization that is available to us to make sure that in the end, eventually, all those who made this war possible will be brought to justice. Yeah, but international law, that's the biggest joke, man. Because wet. Shit. So look, man, Tony Blair is getting paid, millions of pounds to give speeches after, he started a war that he knew was on BS. That's the lengths to which international law matters, man. But it's Esau, man. Esau Edom. This is all confusion, man. I mean, this lies are his bread and butter. He told a briefing at Chatham House, "We have numerous cases of unfortunately, when Russian soldiers rape women in Ukrainian cities." Kuleba back to, oh wait, I already read that. brought to justice. He said, "We are fighting against the enemy who is much stronger than us, but the international law is on our side, and hopefully it will make its own contribution to help us prevail." And yeah, the international law don't mean shit. It's, you know, it was set up. It's really something that Esau utilizes against against others. Like that's basically swung in a from a position of power to those with, you know, in a lesser place. Because I've really only seen it used on. I think one of the big ones was in Eastern Europe. I can't remember. Maybe it was Bosnia. But there was a guy who fucking killed himself because he was like in an international court. They were just gonna dump everything on him. And then other times it will be, well, even I was gonna say like something like Gaddafi or Saddam Hussein or whatever. You know, these so-called dictators. You know, that the West was dealing with, but then that, you know, they weren't following their orders. But even then, both them guys just get whacked. You know, that whole shit that is just for show, and and this is the thing anyway. This is something that's coming from the hand of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. This is something that's basically been set up, and it's gonna wax worse. It's gonna get hella peak, because you know what. Isaiah 13 and 14, it says, "And it shall be as the chase roll, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished." Yeah? Wives getting ravished, man. That's what you have going down, and that's the thing, is that's been common protocol. Even though like at the Geneva Convention, you're not meant to do a bunch of certain things, blah blah blah. Regardless, these things have been going down. Like I said, the war in Iraq, it's been happening all like that. That's been there. That's like, it's like men, you know, get into war, they get that lustful thingy, and then, you know, having their life on the edge. That's something that's in men's spirit to do. And regardless of whether, you know, when they're in them combat situations, well, you know, all that goes out the window. All the so-called civility, all the so-called society around it goes out the window, and it returns. And that's the thing. That's what is getting ready to be done, man. It says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it." Yeah. The Medes, man, the modern day Medes, which are the Russians, they're not regarding any, you know, the gold or silver. They're basically what? It's not going to be something where you can make peace. It's not going to be something where you're going to have some form of way to you know, to fob it off. You're basically going to have to deal with that escalation, that heading into World War III, where it's basically going to be, you know, the America, EU, NATO, and its allies versus Russia and its allies, and hey, it's gonna culminate. And it's not something that can be avoided. And then once it goes into that situation where it's got that raw war going out there, where people are dropping dead left, right, and center, it's gonna get real as fuck. Their bows also shall dash their young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity for the fruit of the womb. The eye shall not spare children. Yeah. It's basically gonna be that cold spirit, man, where they're just gonna be like, yo, they're looking to go in because it's already peak. They're already out there doing a madness, man. What was it? Is it? Isaiah 32:9. "Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless doors, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Yeah? Women are going to be troubled. That's how peak it's going to be. It said that the men are going to be like, it says, oh, who do you see, why do you see men holding their stomachs like a woman with travail? Men are going to be like pregnant women in terror, in fear, in horror of what's going down. And then how much more so women who look to men for, for firmness. That's where they're meant to be getting fortified from, and then the men are going to be completely crumbled. And you got a lot of women out here where they're just off by themselves, thinking that that they are going to be able to um, protect themselves and do whatever be able to set their life on the earth. They're going to find that that's not so. All that ease, all that peace, all that position, the present time where you have women over men, that's all gonna crumble. It's gonna come to that real raw situation, and what's gonna be required? It says in Isaiah 4, it's like 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying like, I'll make my own clothes, I'll eat my own food, just let me be called by their name. Because why? It's gonna get to that raw circumstance where a woman, and that's the thing is, bruv, just civilians. If a troop's coming through, it's over. It's done. It's get the game's over, man. Man will just stick the rifle in your face, and then you're either getting your brains blown out, or just doing whatever the fuck, he's doing whatever the fuck he wants. And that's how peak it is. Tremble, you women that are at ease. Be troubled, you careless ones. Strip you and make bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Yeah, this is a time of judgment. It's a time where Yahweh Shem Yahshua is getting really real. So when it's now, it's basically just between Russia and the Ukraine. We're gonna see to what situation it arises, but it's prophesied already that you're gonna have that mass conflict, that third world, that World War III, where Russia and EU and NATO, they're gonna clash, and then when that goes down, it's gonna get peak. All that the untouched virgin door, all these different places are gonna get touched. It's gonna be raw as hell. But yeah, hell. Let's look at the pictures. Okay. Let's see what they got. Well, actually, you know what? I think they're gonna mention. So it says what? Svetlana Zarina, 27, from the Russian-controlled city of Kherson, also accused the invading Russian forces of sexually assaulting women. Zarina said that people living in a Black Sea port city can only sit at home and take care of themselves because we are scared. She told CNN they already started to rape our women. There was information from people that I personally know that a 17-year-old girl, it happened to her and then they killed her. We're terrified and scared, but we're not going to give up. Yes, that's as real as it gets. Like, I remember the shit was going down, and it's funny as well because the shit that went down in and this talking about international law, the shit that went down in Iraq, them man got found. A lot of them man got found not guilty on that shit. I think it was Blackwater didn't get certain cases brought against him. It's like you had the odd one, but it's like all kinds of man were doing all kinds of madness out there, and a lot of it was not held to account because this is Esau. So, boy, says Zarina said leaving the house had now become too dangerous. She told Talk Radio they started to rape our women, so now it's very dangerous to go outside, especially when it's dark. I heard about a few cases repeating the same thing. But yeah, it's peak. Welcome to hell, man. It's only gonna get worse. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yabashim Yashab. Bashim Kakadash Bakatam. Shalom.